Okay, wow. You've really outdone yourself this time. You've sent us a ton of stuff on Huberman Lab, articles, podcast descriptions, even comments from listeners. Seems like you're ready for a deep dive into the world of Dr. Andrew Huberman. He's a neuroscientist at Stanford, and he's making waves with his research on how to live healthier and just, well, a more fulfilling life.
It's really remarkable. The range of topics he covers is just incredible.
Yeah.
Everything from trendy stuff like using light to optimize your health, boosting your metabolism, to things like mental health, addiction, and even setting goals. It's pretty clear he's hit on something that resonates with a lot of people.
Yeah, no kidding. His podcast is #1 in health and fitness.
Are they?
On Apple Podcasts and Spotify both. That's saying something. And it seems like you're really interested in figuring out how to use the latest scientific research to, actually make your life better. So let's unpack what makes Huberman Lab so unique and see what we can learn.
One of the things that really makes Huberman Lab different is that it doesn't just present the information. It also gives you practical tools and protocols to actually use that science in your everyday life. Like the Daily Blueprint. It's super popular. It's Dr. Huberman's own routine, broken down into actionable steps. And it's all about optimizing things like productivity, focus, and of course, your health.
I'll admit, I was a little skeptical about this whole Daily Blueprint thing when I first heard about it. Does following somebody else's routine really work? But then I got to thinking, our lives are already governed by habits and routines anyway, right? What if we could design those routines to actually work with our biology instead of against it? That's when the idea of having a neuroscientist create a blueprint for your day starts to sound pretty interesting.
Exactly. And one of the core principles behind the Daily Blueprint is aligning your routine with your circadian rhythm.
Okay, now remind me, what is circadian rhythm again?
Uh-huh.
I feel like I hear that word everywhere these days.
It's basically your internal clock, like a 24-hour cycle. It regulates stuff like sleep, hormone release, even your body temperature. The Daily Blueprint really emphasizes things like getting morning sunlight and timing your meals and activities to be in sync with those natural rhythms.
So it's not just about waking up early. It's about optimizing your whole day based on how your body naturally works. That's a totally different way to think about productivity. But let's switch gears for a minute and talk about the podcast itself. People are going crazy for this thing. We've got some amazing listener testimonials here talking about how this information has actually helped them make real changes in their lives.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. So many people mention incorporating things like phototherapy and cold exposure into their routines, and not just trying it once. They stick with it, and they're actually seeing results.
There's one comment here that really stuck with me. Someone said they used the information about cold exposure to completely change how they deal with stress and anxiety. Now, that's what I call impact.
Cold exposure is a great example of how Huberman Lab takes these scientific concepts and turns them into something you can actually use. There's more and more research showing that cold exposure, even just a few minutes of cold water at the end of your shower, can have some pretty surprising benefits.
Like what? What's so special about being cold?
Well, the research suggests that cold exposure can increase norepinephrine. That's a neurotransmitter that helps with alertness and focus. It can also improve your insulin sensitivity, which is really important for regulating your blood sugar. Some studies even suggest that it can activate brown fat, which burns calories to generate heat.
Okay, now that's interesting. So it's not just about being tough or, manning up. There's actual science behind it. It seems like Dr. Huberman is really good at taking these complicated ideas and explaining them in a way that makes sense.
Absolutely. And his book, Protocols, really emphasizes this approach, turning scientific insights into actionable steps. It's all about bridging the gap between research and real life.
So it's like he's giving you the instruction manual for your own brain and body. And then you can go out and experiment and figure out what works for you.
And one way he encourages that experimentation is through the Ask Huberman Lab feature. It uses AI to answer specific questions. It's like having Dr. Huberman on call, ready to offer guidance and insights.
That's pretty clever. We saw some sample questions about sleep and the effects of marijuana, which suggests that he's really trying to tackle the practical questions people have about their health and well-being.
It's really interesting how Huberman Lab includes this interactive element. It lets listeners engage directly and get really specific advice. It adds a personal touch.
Yeah, it's not just a one-way street. He's creating a dialogue, inviting people to be active participants in their own health journeys.
Yeah.
And it seems like people are really responding to that. What stands out to you from all of this so far?
The sheer amount of content is impressive, for sure. But what's really striking is that Huberman Lab goes beyond just presenting information. It's about empowering people, giving them the tools and knowledge they need to actually make changes in their lives.
And we're just getting started. There's a whole world of information out there, and we're going to keep exploring it together.
You know, it's almost like Dr. Huberman has started this science-backed self-improvement movement. He's got like over 700,000 people signed up for his newsletter, which says a lot about the power of email marketing. People still really want that carefully chosen information delivered right to their inbox.
So true. I'm definitely one of those people. Signed up for way more newsletters than I can actually keep up with. But I get it. It's nice to have someone you trust, filtering through all the noise and giving you the good stuff.
And it's not just about passively getting that information either. The podcast format with the listener questions and the Ask Huberman Lab feature. It really creates this sense of interaction, like a space for dialogue and exploration.
Yeah, it's like we're all part of this big experiment in human potential, right? With Dr. Huberman as our guide.
Yeah.
And based on what we're seeing, people are getting real results.
Absolutely. One of the things that really stood out to me was how many people are trying out light and cold exposure. It seems like these ancient practices, you know, they used to be dismissed as folk remedies, are now being backed up by modern science.
It's true, like using sunlight to reset your circadian rhythm. I used to think that was just for McSaw, the hardcore biohackers, you know? But now I'm starting to see how it could benefit anyone. Have you ever tried it?
I have, actually. Started incorporating morning sunlight into my routine a few months ago, and I have noticed a difference. My sleep is better, and I have more energy throughout the day. It's not a miracle cure or anything, but it's a simple change that can have a surprisingly big impact.
That's fascinating. I'm kind of curious to try myself. But cold exposure, not so much. I'm definitely more of a hot shower person.
I hear ya. But remember we were talking about how cold exposure increases norepinephrine? Well, it also triggers the release of dopamine. That's the one associated with motivation and reward.
It's like a natural mood booster.
Exactly. And there's evidence suggesting that it can reduce inflammation too, and even improve your insulin sensitivity. It's not about willpower or just pushing through the discomfort. It's about understanding the physiological benefits and how they can actually make you healthier.
Okay, you've convinced me to keep an open mind. Maybe I'll start with a quick cold rinse at the end of my shower, see how it goes.
That's a great place to start. And remember, Dr. Huberman is all about personalization, finding what works for you, making gradual changes. He even talks about using tools like heart rate variability and sleep tracking to monitor your progress and then adjust your routine as needed.
It's like he's giving you the tools to be your own scientist, your own health detective.
Exactly. And that leads us to another big theme in Huberman Lab. The power of mindset and behavior change. He talks a lot about neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself throughout life.
So it's not just about our physical health then, it's about mental and emotional well-being too, and realizing that we can actually change our brains, break bad habits, and form new, healthier ones.
Exactly. One of the things that makes Dr. Huberman so interesting is that he doesn't just present the science. He explains how to use it in your life. Like he talks about using things like visualization and mindfulness to actually rewire those neural pathways and make lasting change.
Now that's powerful. It makes you realize that you're not stuck with the brain you were born with. You can actually shape it and mold it.
And that sense of agency, that feeling of control over your own destiny is incredibly empowering.
Like you're saying, okay, genetics and environment matter. But I'm not just along for the ride. I can actually take control and steer myself where I want to go.
Exactly. And Dr. Huberman gives you the roadmap, the tools, and the inspiration to help you navigate that journey.
We've talked a lot about the podcast and the daily blueprint, but let's talk about Dr. Huberman's book, Protocols, for a bit. It seems like a natural next step, taking the ideas from the podcast and turning them into a practical guide.
For sure. The book is divided into sections, each one focusing on a different part of well-being, like sleep, focus, anxiety. And in each section, he gives you these specific protocols, step-by-step instructions for getting the results you want.
So it's like a recipe book for optimizing your life.
Kind of, yeah. But instead of ingredients, you're working with things like light exposure, breathing techniques, specific supplements.
That's really cool. Like he's giving you the cheat codes to hack your biology.
And the best part is, he explains the science behind each protocol. So you're not just following instructions blindly, you're actually understanding why these techniques work and how they're affecting your body and mind.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. I'm starting to see how it all fits together. You've got the podcast for exploring the concepts, the daily blueprint for a structured approach, and then protocols for a deep dive into specific techniques.
And what's amazing is that they all work together. They complement each other to create this whole system for self-improvement.
It's like a multi-pronged attack, right? Getting at the problem from all sides. And it's all based on the latest scientific research, which is what really makes Huberman Lab stand out from all the fluff.
It's all about using evidence-based strategies to help people take control of their health and well-being.
But it's not just about following instructions, is it? It's about understanding the principles, experimenting, and finding what works best for you.
Exactly. It's about being an active participant in your own health journey, using the tools and knowledge that Huberman Lab provides to create a life that feels fulfilling and true to you.
That's a pretty exciting idea, don't you think?
Absolutely. It's like we're at the beginning of a whole new era of self-understanding and self-optimization. And it all starts with asking the right questions and being open to the answers that science can give us.
Speaking of questions, we haven't really talked much about the Ask Huberman Lab feature yet. It seems like a really valuable resource for getting specific advice tailored to your individual needs. Oh, it really is. Imagine you could ask a neuroscientist all your questions about sleep, stress, even the effects of different substances. It'd be like having a personal brain coach right in your pocket.
And what's really cool is that Ask Huberman Lab pulls from Dr. Huberman's huge knowledge base, but it gives you the information in a way that's easy to understand. You don't have to listen to hours and hours of podcasts just to find the answer to your question.
You know, it's funny. We've been talking about all these different parts of Huberman Lab, the podcast, the daily blueprint, his book protocols, and now this Ask Huberman Lab feature. It's like each one gives you a different way to get into this world of science-backed self-improvement.
Yeah, it's like he's created this whole system with resources that work for different types of learners and different levels of commitment. If you love podcasts, great. If you're more of a book person, there's something for you too.
Yeah.
Even if you just want quick, specific answers, there's a way to tap into that knowledge and use it.
It all comes back to this idea of taking control of your own health and well-being, right? It's about being proactive, not just accepting whatever happens.
Exactly. I think that's a big part of why Huberman Lab is so popular. It gives you knowledge, tools, and a sense of control. It's like he's saying, hey, you have more power over your own biology than you think. And here's how you can use that power to create a life you really enjoy.
Yeah.
A life that works well for you.
Okay, let's say someone's listening to this.
Yeah.
And they're feeling inspired. They're ready to jump into the world of Huberman Lab and start trying out some of these things. Where do you think they should start?
That's a great question. It really depends on the person and their goals, but I think the daily blueprint is a great starting point. For anyone who wants to build a good foundation for well-being, it gives you structure for your day, and it includes so many of the important things we've talked about, like syncing up with your circadian rhythm, making sleep a priority, and making sure you're moving and eating well.
Exactly. And it's not just random tips either. It's based on Dr. Huberman's own routine, which he's developed through years of research and experimenting.
It's like having a neuroscientist design your perfect day. And even if you don't follow every single thing exactly, it gives you a model, a place to start for building a routine that supports your physical and mental health.
And once you have that foundation, you can start trying out some of the more specific protocols in the book.
Yeah.
Or maybe even listen to some older podcasts to learn more about a topic you're interested in.
For sure. And don't forget, Ask Huberman Lab is always there if you have a question or need some help along the way. It's like having a support system guiding you as you become the best version of yourself.
I love that. Like you're saying, we're all in this together, figuring it out as we go, but with the right tools and support, we can make incredible progress. So, as we wrap up our deep dive into Huberman Lab, what's the one big takeaway you want listeners to remember?
I think the most important thing is knowledge is power, but it's not enough to just listen or read. You have to take action, try things out, and find what works for you. Huberman Lab gives you so many resources, all backed by science, to help you on that journey. Now it's up to you to take the first step.
Well said. So to everyone listening, what stands out to you from all this? Is it the daily blueprint, the amazing things the listeners are saying about the podcast? Maybe it's the idea of using light and cold exposure to improve your health. We've only scratched the surface here. This is just a glimpse into the world of Huberman Lab. There's so much information out there. And now you have a place to start your own exploration. What will you discover?
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.